Hey guys, Brian here from LCS. Thanks for stopping by the channel. And this video, a spoiler-free review of the new Black Widow movie. I just got back actually from the theater. First time I've been in a movie theater since December of 2019. So almost a year and a half, or a little more than a year and a half since I've actually been in a theater. I think in December 2019 I saw The Rise of Skywalker and Uncut Gems, the Adam Sandler movie. So that was the last time I was in a theater. So things were pretty much back to normal. Some people had masks on, some did not. I went with my daughter. My daughter and I wore our masks in, and once we got into our seats, we took them off. Concession stand open, everything, normal there. And the theater we saw Black Widow at a 7 p.m. show opening night, Thursday night. And I would say the theater was probably about 60% full. We were in a row of about 12 people, and there were 5 of us in our row. So theater was, not as crowded as you would expect for a Marvel movie on opening night. Typically sold out, but I guess still with everything going on and people making their way back to theaters for the first time, it may take a little bit of time. But overall, it was a good movie. It is a standalone, really, story. It gives you the the background, the history of how Natasha becomes the Black Widow, how she got into becoming a spy and, an assassin, and basically gives you her, first family before the Avengers. So overall, it was good, great action, some good comedy. There was a lot of references to the Avengers. The timeline is right after Civil War. So there is at least one familiar character in the movie that you've seen before. But they're basically giving you the background of how she, became the Black Widow. And there is, they introduce her kind of, her first family, I should say, before the Avengers. And like I said, there's a lot of comedy and references to the Avengers and Captain America and a few things like that that are good. They kind of set the tone for when the time frame is for the movie. Like I said, overall, Taskmaster was good. A little different take on the character than we've seen in the comics, but still enjoyable. And there is a post-credit scene that kind of ties things back into the current MCU, because this is kind of, happening, in previous years. So kind of, we're not at the current timeline that the MCU is in. So there is a post-credit scene that does kind of connect things into current timeline, things that are happening now. So, yeah, it was kind of just really good to be back in the theater and seeing a movie on the big screen. And like I said, this is really a standalone type film. No real current tie-ins other than that post-credit scene. But overall, it was, definitely a, well worth the money. Great, like I said, great action, some great fights, some real, physical fights. So overall, I definitely liked it, enjoyed it. My daughter really liked it as well. She's excited for how the post-credit scene is going to tie into things. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. Trying to keep it as vague as possible. Don't want to spoil it for anybody. So hope you guys get a chance to go out and see it. And we'll talk soon. Thanks.